Rent yourself a tuxedo for the prom.
I know, I only got $10 though.
$10? You can rent yourself a tuxedo. You don't have to look great.
Come on, does this look nice?
He looks beautiful. You can look good. You'll make a good impression for once in your life.
Would you go out with me?
Not with Ruffles.
All right, well, you don't have to get Ruffles for yourself. You always got to make a joke, right?
No, I just don't like Ruffles.
You don't have to get Ruffles!
I've got a drinking game.
Hang on.
Oh, you didn't start the show.
Hello? Welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John.
I'm Ben.
Cobra.
And it's Stephen King month, so we're going to start out with Carrie, and Ben hasn't seen this until now.
Nope. I've not seen any of the Carrie. What is there, Carrie 2, The Rage? There was a remake. There was a remake just a couple years ago.
There was another remake
There's
on
a
USA.
TV, movie remake with, what's her name? She played May.
Oh, I don't know her name, but that was a good movie. You didn't like it?
I didn't see it.
I liked it.
Why can't I remember that bitch's name? She's not very pretty.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no. You can't.
What? You want me to IMDb it?
No.
Alright, then anyway.
Let's continue with
Yeah.
the original.
She's not in this movie. Oh, I got a drinking game. Every time Carrie uses her telekinetic powers, we drink. And it's not as frequent as you want. It's
you're not going
only
to be
10
very
times.
drunk.
No, it's
you
only 10 times.
You get a couple swigs right at the beginning and then...
Well, this movie, I figured, immediately gets 2 points from you.
Bouncing tits and major 70s Bush.
We've got Bush.
We have Bush.
Always got
although Sissy Spacek is ugly.
You know, the book describes Carrie as like overweight, kind of weird, pimply.
And this is not
Sissy Spacek is just bland. She's not ugly, but she's
not pretty though.
No, she's just bland.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Sissy Spacek. See, I'd have to go
right in the middle.
4.
In this movie?
In any movie.
Why? I mean, she's much older now. No, I have not seen The Coal Miner's Daughter.
I thought maybe you did after last podcast. You said something.
Oh, Tommy Lee Jones is in that though. If my memory is.
Tommy Lee Jones is not good, is he?
No.
Good actor.
Other than the
that's an ugly man. He's a great actor.
Terrible in Men in Black 2. Men in Black 2.
Men in Black.
Those
movies are terrible.
I watched the first one because it was on Netflix like a week or 2 ago.
They're awful, aren't they? I hate Will
There's
Smith.
something I do find them amusing.
I can't talk to you two.
It's the only movie I ever walked out of. Men in Black 2. I walked out 25 minutes in. I'm like, enough!
I didn't watch the second one. I watched the first one though. So,
who wants to explain how periods work?
Cobra?
Alright, I'll take this one.
Okay.
So once a month,
Jeez.
normally women between the ages of 12 and 15 will go.
I'm already uncomfortable. Let's stop.
I feel like it's like this. I'll make it as comfortable
I think he
as
was
possible.
joking when he asked you to explain.
For 3 weeks a month, the woman's vagina goes, baby, 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 baby,
No,
baby, baby, baby,
he wasn't
baby.
joking.
And then the last week of the month, it goes, all right, motherfucker, you want to give me a baby? I'm going to rip my way out of here. That's it. That's how periods work. And that's what happens in this movie.
I hear it's bloody.
Yeah. You didn't watch? You hear it's bloody?
That had to have been an
Before I saw the
exaggeration.
movie.
Oh, okay.
An exaggeration?
In the shower scene.
Why?
I mean, it looked like a squib pack. Like,
some periods get
All
heavy,
right.
man. That's why they offer those heavy flow tampons.
oh my God.
Wow.
We're
We've
three
already
dudes talking about periods.
Yeah, I know. Let's move away
two
from
of you
this
are
topic.
talking about.
At least we know what we're talking about.
The ads on TV are really helpful because they use that blue liquid, and I'm like, oh, that's what's supposed to happen.
So, on a lighter note,
We have to, well,
why
3 to
do
4 sets of boobs.
why do movies think that high school sports, like gym class sports, are taken so seriously? I feel like this is a trope in tons
Okay,
of
so-
movies.
the 70s, I don't know.
What are you talking about?
The volleyball, they are furious at Carrie. Why? Like, it's just it's Jim.
And you know that she hasn't played the whole fucking year either, so... Did you like to lose in gym class? I didn't.
I did a lot, but I didn't like it.
No, it sucks.
Well, did you go harass somebody who lost you a game?
Put him up against the
No,
locker.
well,
Listen, motherfucker.
No, but...
Well, never mind, people.
Let's
Apparently
be,
it is.
let's be honest, though. When you're picking teams, there's that one person in gym class that you try to not get on your team, but if you get stuck with him, you know he's terrible. Some people are just bad at sports, and they're good at drawing.
And you know when you get them on your team, though, you're like, well, this class is shot to fuck.
Then you try to stand near them and help them out and steal their balls.
Okay. You guys have convinced me. It was legit that they got mad at Carrie.
When they're yelling, plug it up, the book describes Carrie as a squealing wild animal or something like that. And
So-
she was coming at them, squealing at them.
Is that where like the
Weird
pig?
nose
Is that where
blood.
like the pig's blood comes in later, like a squealing?
Pig blood for a pig is what they say in the...
In all fairness, yes, they do throw like tampons at her,
I thought you were gonna say she deserved it.
but
She did bleed in the shower.
She does go put her period blood all over everybody. She's
That's
touching
true.
you like,
That's
help
true.
me!
True.
Touching people.
So,
That's a good way to spread AIDS.
all right,
No,
she.
that's
Oh my god.
No, that's not.
She-
That's not how it works.
She thinks she's dying. I mean, this girl.
Yeah,
You have no
it's-
empathy for this girl.
Do you know how AIDS works?
It gets spread through blood.
I don't think you spreading your period blood
If
on
you
somebody...
touched somebody with period blood, you had AIDS, and it like got on your lips, you probably would. Be.
What?
That's not
And then you're like,
What if it got in a cut? No, I didn't say you did that, but like she's running at you, and like some could like fling accidentally like on you. I don't know.
as you're yelling, it's just you're like, oh, now you got AIDS.
Maybe.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Okay, that wasn't a stupid question. I apologize.
Yes, it was. Don't make me feel.
Let's have a social because she breaks a light here for the first
All right.
telekinetic
Mm-hmm.
power.
We gotta.
It's going to be shortly after that we're going to be
Yeah.
doing again here because...
How funny is the principal who's just uncomfortable with
Yeah,
this?
he sees the blood on her shorts and he's like,
Does he really mess up her name though on purpose?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, you just got told it 6 times. If you call her Casey one more time.
We're all sorry about this incident, Cassie.
It's Carrie!
Yep, so when he calls her Cassie for like the 7th time, she flips an ashtray over.
And I'm thinking that this is going to be the whole movie, that there's going to be tons of these.
It really... I mean, there's a lot going on, but horror-wise, it takes a while before anything really happens.
Yeah, I believe you called it more drama with a little horror mixed in at the end.
It could be a high school bully movie.
Yeah. After school special.
That's right.
It
So
also sort of feels like a 90s, like, what is it, She's All That, sort of.
Sort of,
they're gonna
except
dress her up.
Rachel Lee Cook is way hot. But, yeah,
If
but
you
like...
stop the movie right at when she's on stage, and that was the end of the movie, that would be a 90s.
Yeah, because at that point, everything was good.
Mm-hmm.
So She's All That could have been a horror movie, just
Yeah.
like if they dropped some
It would have
blood
been
on
that
Rachel
much
Lee
better.
Cook.
So,
Matthew Lillard's like, liver alone. Liver alone.
ah!
When did we go watch Scream in that terrible movie?
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Someday.
Do we want to?
I'm putting
We
it off
want to
on
make
purpose,
fun
I
of it
think.
because everyone likes it.
The first, 8 or 9 minutes of that movie are great, and then...
So this is how we feel about Carrie, that we're
No, Carrie's
purposely
good.
not talking about.
Oh, wow. Oh, good point.
We're just the Other Side Track podcast.
She flips... Okay,
I like that.
let's get this out of the way because we're on to other things. She also flips a kid off his bike. So...
Which
On her way home.
had really bad dub.
Creepy Carrie! Creepy Carrie!
So
There was-
everyone already knows she's a wackadoo.
There was really bad dubbing of the child pretending he's hurt. Like,
You say wackadoo because that's what I have written down. Is that where you got it from, or did you write it down?
I didn't write it down.
Well, we meet her wackadoo mom, Mrs. White. And,
Trying to sell
she's selling
something to
Bibles.
Sue's mom.
Yep.
did you think there was going to be a confrontation?
No.
Well, I guess you don't find out it's Sue's mom until Sue's mom says, "Oh, Carrie and Sue go to school together." But
Here's my question. Mrs. White, a lady of the Bible, God, loves it.
some god, yeah.
Well, Old Testament God. She's pretty much Marcia Gay Harden from The Mist, sort of.
Yeah, she ranks up there. It's
But-
stereotypical king evangelical.
How rude is she that she doesn't even thank her for the donation?
Because she knows the donation. She didn't want it.
I
She's
know
more
the donation's to
interested.
get her out of the house, but at least she gave her money. Stop pushing
She
your
didn't care about the
religious
donation.
views on me.
She didn't care about the donation. She just wanted to espouse whatever, and she was pissed.
But that makes Mrs. White a biatch.
No, that's not
That,
gonna be
that's
argued.
the only thing that makes her a bitch.
That's where she starts. She's a good actor though.
Oh, Piper Laurie's
Actress.
great.
Yeah, she nailed this part. Carrie is asking her mom why she didn't explain to her what periods were. So
I'm guessing the gym teacher sat her down and was like,
Yeah.
"Listen,
probably. And then we hear about the sins of women.
And God made Eve from the rib of Adam. And Eve was weak and loosed the raven on the world. And the raven was called sin. Say it. The raven was called sin.
me, Mama?
Say it.
No.
The raven was called sin.
Ooh, woman, and the raven was called sin.
And first sin was intercourse.
What was okay? If the first was intercourse, is that
Well,
what the apple was?
this
What religion is this?
this is. I mean, it's just is amalgamation the right word of just crazy fanatical
It
religion.
can be.
Basically, this religion couldn't survive because if sex is a sin, then there's no reproduction and you don't have
Maybe
the next
you
generation.
have to
of-
be married to have sex or something.
no, she was married to Carrie's father, and she still is horrified by the results.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure that.
I think he was just an alcoholic and he raped her that one time and she kind of liked it.
So she.
Well, no,
changed
she
the
talks
story?
about how
Yeah,
they.
she explains it later on.
She explains that they were married and there was no sex and everything was good, but then he couldn't.
Oh,
Yeah,
they were celibate. I didn't
that's
know that.
that's how she explained it.
Maybe I
Which
dozed off.
He
when
was
she
probably
talking.
just like, I'll say whatever the fuck you want me to say. 'Cause I can't do this anymore.
She
Yeah,
smacks her though.
So, yeah, that's a really terrifying scene where she gets drags Carrie into the closet. I got a
The Jeebus closet.
I got a Texas Chainsaw vibe out of that, where someone's trying to escape and you just get pulled back into the doorway.
That is one scary Jeebus statue. He's fucking terrifying. Those eyes?
I played Jeeves in a church play.
I looked that up.
2002.
It wasn't. That's not supposed to be Jesus. It was the statue's based on something Saint something. I don't know. You grew up Catholic.
Are you
know.
saying that religion is probably misinterpreted over thousands of years?
I would never say that.
You people in your, I don't know,
What?
atheist? I don't know if you believe in God or not.
Atheist views. Yep.
Ben, look at you.
I'm guessing agnostic?
Fagnostic, maybe.
Oh!
That's a sick burn.
Agnostic.
That was funny, I know. It's because you're married. See, it's a joke. Haha.
Alright, she's in the Jeebus closet, then she goes upstairs.
She breaks a mirror.
Yeah, she
Is that
does.
now?
She breaks the mirror.
Did you see the
So
sewing?
short.
Did you see the sewing machine that Mrs. White was using? Was white rotary.
I
Sewing
did
machine.
see that. That's pretty cool.
I don't think it meant anything, but
Maybe
I
it
didn't
did.
Google to see if that was an actual type of sewing machine back in the day.
So she breaks the mirror, mom comes running up.
Did she piece the mirror back together like a puzzle, real quick?
Probably with their brain power.
I don't even think her mom noticed that the mirror was
No, her
broke.
mom didn't seem to
She was
notice
just
that.
like, I love Jeebus.
Mm-hmm. Is Jeebus in here?
Go pray.
I'm gonna go back downstairs.
You got dirty pillows.
Look for Jeebus.
Cover
behind
those
the
up.
couch.
No, that's later. Dirty
Oh,
Pillows.
is that later? Well, she has so many stupid little talks with Carrie. But mama,
we
I'm
get her.
a dirty prom.
Dude, if I had powers, I would.
That's
If the
kind
minute
of-
she touched me, I'd be like, "Blah."
Well, see, I think she's still trying to learn how to control her powers. Well, she doesn't know what's happening because she still has to look up at the library, like
Get the books
books.
on telekinetic.
We get our introduction to Tommy.
Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free.
William Cat.
William
Oh,
Cat.
it is. Okay.
Also,
Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out before I pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home.
he looked like he needed to be the quarterback in Dazed and Confused. That's the vibe I got.
It's pretty awesome hair.
This guy's my favorite character in the movie.
Tommy Ross?
Yeah.
Is it because he's
Easily.
nice?
Is
It's those flowing locks.
So they're sitting in English class. The teacher, the English teacher, is he gay?
There's something wrong with him.
But he's.
I didn't mean to say that gay was wrong.
That's apparently what you just said.
I think I did.
That's
I retract
exactly
my
what-
statement.
So he's
I knew that guy.
reading
That's
Tommy's
kinda funny.
poem and just acting like he's fawning over it. But then, does he really believe that Tommy wrote that?
No, I think he stole it.
Well, Tommy did
plagiarized
steal
it.
That's
it.
why
I
he
mean-
says "too good for you" because he knows you didn't write it.
Yeah, I think
okay.
he knows what poem it's from. That's why he's making fun. And Carrie's like, I just love it.
Carrie can't help herself.
So the gym teacher has all the girls lined up.
Chris, Sue, Norma,
That's the only three I really.
Did you
That's the only
get
three
the
you
one
need.
is
PJ Souls.
well, no, there's PJ Souls, but then the other one is the redhead secretary from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I don't like her.
She's at the counter in Prains.
Which is it,
Train-
Sue Snell?
No, she's a minor character, but
Chris?
It's not one.
it's
of the
not
three.
one of the major characters.
Oh. No, is it the
Is it
She has
the
the
chubbier
glasses.
lady with
Yeah,
the
the
glasses?
glasses.
Okay, she's on an episode of Roseanne.
She's in a ton of stuff, but she's playing a teenager, and 10 years later, she's playing a high school secretary in Ferris Bueller's Day Off that looks like she's
probably 30.
50 then. Like, it's amazing.
There's a guy in this movie later on that looks like he's about 70, and he's one of the high school kids. And he shows up twice, and both times I was like, "What the fuck?"
You sure it wasn't like...
He looked like George Costanza if he had aged, like because he had a big bald, but he had a little bit of comb over. But he was like
I did not
wrinkly.
see. Was he out in the?
He was
I'll
out in
check
the- yeah.
to see if he's in my notes somewhere.
Okay.
PJ Souls kind of hot. Norma in this, I think she looks good.
Yeah, she's weird with that red hat.
The hat was kind of off-putting, but other than that, I think she looked better than she did in Halloween.
It might have been a case where
She
they
looked
went
pretty good in
because most
Halloween.
of
Totally.
them.
See anything you like?
Again, I'm not even going to ask. I was going to ask this question. I'll ask it. I asked about the high school sports. Is prom really that important?
I don't remember.
I think it is for girls.
I guess
In the
it's
70s, yeah, I would say.
But they
for
seem
sure.
really pissed.
Yeah,
And
the
is
gym
this
teacher takes their
is this really punishment?
prom status away.
Some jumping jacks and sit-ups.
It
And
That's
doesn't
what
seem that
exercise
bad
is
for making
punishment.
fun of a kid like that.
You just have to you have to work out
But
for a couple days.
Chris, who's like a spoiled snob,
She isn't gonna take it.
she's not going to take it.
I've been here that actually those girls can do better sit-ups than I can right now. They were
getting up.
I mean, they were flat,
Mm-hmm.
straight. Like I was like, shit. I don't think I can do two.
I actually really enjoyed this gym teacher. I'm glad she's smacking people around.
She does this bitch slap,
Do you think-
Chris. She'd be fired today,
So-
yes.
She's one character like I want to talk about because did you think like she was like power tripping? I guess. Do you think she cared about Carrie as much as she just wanted to beat the
I
hell
have
out
a
of these
feeling
kids
that
who?
it was trying to say that she was like kind of the shit in school too, and was feeling for Carrie.
Okay. I never looked at it that way. She might. Yeah.
I think that's what it
I
was.
wonder
That's why
also
she's such a
because
bitch now.
later, and I have a question about that. I guess I should wait till we get there, but I might forget it. But when everyone's laughing at Carrie and she starts locking, like the teacher who,
When the blood falls,
yeah,
the teacher's laughing.
yeah,
Yeah, I had that
Do
written
you
down. I'm
think
like,
that
wait,
teacher
is
is
this
really
really
laughing, or
like,
is this like in her
the
head that
exact
everyone's
same
gonna
thing.
laugh at you, and her mom's that's because her mom told her that over and
There's
over.
there's a clue that gives it away that no, not everybody's laughing. It's when
But is the gym teacher laughing?
no, John Travolta and that girl
Oh my
come
God.
out from the other side of the stage, and it's like silent.
Yeah, it's silent until, and then PJ Souls starts laughing, and then everybody starts laughing.
I don't think that's what's happening.
But that's
You think
what
it's in
the
her
movie
mind?
I
shows.
think it's in her mind.
Okay.
The movie shows like a bunch of like weird effects.
Everyone sees giant
Hey,
hands
for the audio
twirling in
podcast,
circles.
it goes like this, and then maybe like that.
Kind of like a wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at the microphone like I could see it and it could see me. Wow.
Sometimes it can.
We have Fight Club in here later with this microphone hanging from the ceiling.
I could probably roundhouse kick that.
I don't think you could, but we're going to find out.
Yeah, if we move this table, I bet I could.
Well, Carrie's researching telekinetic powers. She's passing up a lot of the books that have miracle, and she's actually going for the science. Did you see that?
Yep.
I have a political statement on this movie.
You have 1 minute.
No. It's
That's the new rule.
No, I can do it at the end, like my assessment
okay.
of it.
Okay, that's fine.
It's not. It's just how I. Never mind. You'll see it when I'm not picking a fight or anything.
Calm down.
But everyone's getting slapped in this movie, and
Oh, yeah,
if
John
you
Travolta smacks the shit
Billy.
out of Chris.
yeah. Cobra links me at work and says John Travolta slaps a bitch, can slap a bitch or something like that. And
I
I'm
have
like,
no
great,
filter.
that's
On,
on
one
my-
day they're going to come to me and they're going to be like,
I need to look at your link message.
this is your link. In the past 2 years, there were 1,200 profanities on here. I don't care.
But yes, there's a lot of slapping, and I'm sorry.
Some of them like it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we get Sue telling Billy to take Carrie to the prom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so Sue genuinely feels bad for Carrie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Because
she's
dating
telling.
Tommy.
She's telling. Oh no, I got it mixed up here. Yeah, Tommy. She tells
Billy,
Tommy.
yeah, Billy
Billy's-
and Chris are together.
Yeah. She tells Tommy to take Carrie to the prom.
How does everybody find
Next
out
thing you
about this?
know, later in the movie, Tommy starts smooching,
Making
and
her
I'm like,
hot,
"Whoa!
yeah!"
I
You're
think-
supposed to take her to the prom, not
Make out with her while you're at the
I
prom.
think Tommy either A was like, I can do what I want since I'm here,
Or-
B was like actually liking her. One of the two. What do you think?
Which one?
I don't know.
Or you
It's
think he
a
was just
good
trying to get
question.
both of them, like at once?
That's another possibility.
Menage a trois?
Because
You
when
know that?
they're dragging Sue away, he's like, ha 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 ha. I'm gonna fuck you later.
Jesus. I thought that was Chris Penn for a half a second. He had the cap on. He helped kill the pig. Sean Penn's brother.
I don't think I know him.
Mm-mm.
No, he was in. He's good guy, whatever, in Reservoir Dogs.
I don't think I've ever seen Reservoir Dogs.
It's okay. Don't let anybody tell you it's great.
No, I didn't say it was
Is
great.
it the one with Mr. Pink and the blue
Yeah.
guy and
Yeah.
Jimmy Green?
Blue guy.
pants?
Jimmy
I think
Pants.
he used colors.
Well, Connection. Lawrence Tierney's in that movie. He's also in Silver Bullet. Plays the bartender.
Oh.
Rough old guy. He's good, like in everything.
Billy and Chris are pretty faithful to the characters in the book. And that's with beating each other and calling each other names.
Yeah, I
and
guess
treating each other
so.
like
One of my
shit.
criticisms was I didn't think Billy was a mean enough bully to be
Just
like a
smacking
king.
her twice.
Yeah, to be well, like I guess he's mean to her, but that's more.
Oh, he leads like the
She does call him a
bullying group
dipshit
of
or a
the
dumb
high school,
shit.
right?
Yeah, we
He's
just
like,
don't
I told
see
you
it.
not
I
to
guess.
call me that.
How's John Travolta talking?
Oh my! I can't do it.
So Chris entices Billy with a little bit of roadhead.
How is she
Parking lot.
talking while she's sucking his
I have
dick?
that right here.
That's terrible dubbing.
It's
Yeah,
the worst.
I have that here.
Billy, I hate Carrie White.
Who?
What?
All they
Because-
should have did was made like sloppy noises.
Obviously, she wasn't talking there, and they put the dubbing in because after she says, I hate Carrie White, there's a long pause, and then he's like, who? So, I'm sure they were like, you're lying. He's like, who? And then he goes,
Like I'm getting my dick sucked.
Then what? Tommy agrees. He starts talking to Carrie. Agrees to take her to the prom.
He sees her at the library.
The gym teacher. Do you think she was right to? She just pulls Sue and Tommy into the principal's office and basically just tells them,
Knock it off.
"Knock it off! Why are you doing this?"
Yeah, because she smells something is not right.
Well, I still don't understand Tommy's motive. Like he's just laughing through this whole interrogation of like what are they
he
doing?
thinks it's all ridiculous because I don't think he finds it to be important, like everybody else does. Everybody's making a big deal about it. He's like, who fucking cares?
He's the cool guy that just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
The gym teacher basically tells Carrie to sexy herself up and she'll be popular.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's not wrong. She knows what's up.
It's true. Women, if you're listening.
Okay, so immediately after this, I'm guessing somehow they figure out that Tommy's going to do this. The bullies do.
Yeah,
and
I have that.
immediately go get pig's blood.
I have that.
And
That's
Larry
not
Cable's
really-
Larry the Cable Guy's career was started here.
Oh yeah, did you hear that?
John Travolta literally says,
Get
"Get
her
her done."
done.
Yeah.
Larry the Cable Guy's a fraud.
Well, there is video or clip of him like talking normal.
A lot of people might not realize is you don't have a Southern accent. How easily can you go in and out of it?
I can get into it easily, and I'm like I'm a linguist chameleon.
Who likes him? You probably do. I'm just kidding.
You accused me of liking Look Who's Talking, so sure.
Did you notice the pig farm was Bates packing?
I did.
A lot of psycho strings in this movie.
Well, they needed something because it wasn't very horror-ish.
These bullies are really excited about going to kill a pig.
Well, they were, and then they...
And is John Travolta even in school, or is he that 19-year-old that just graduated and he's still dating someone in high school?
Sure that's what it is.
Because I don't ever see him actually in the school, and he looks like he should be in prison.
Billy jumps in and kills the pig. No problem.
Yeah. And Chris seemed to be getting off on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's weird. Spoiler alert, get killed at the end. They probably would have went on to murder a bunch of people in a serial killer spree across the country.
I agree. Where's that movie at? Hollywood?
It's called Badlands.
Natural Born Killers.
Natural Born Killers, based on the same story.
Okay.
A couple in the 50s.
Great. Way to go, John.
Badlands is great, that movie.
Okay, so Carrie tells her mom that she's going to prom.
She starts sticking up for herself. And we get her mom basically, science equals Satan.
And her mom throws juice right in her face.
Oh, that was rude.
That's terribly rude.
That's uncalled for.
After the blood come the boys like dogs.
They smell it.
They smell
yeah,
it.
I was uncomfortable when she kept like, they sniff around. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, what man is she used to?
Let's tell a story.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
I know we're going off track a little bit here. This is short. A woman at Burger King that I worked with didn't wear tampons or pads. Instead, what she went about doing was putting powder into her pants. So you would smell it.
Powder?
Yeah. You would smell it, and I'm just going to say, I was not aroused. So what the fuck is Carrie White's mom talking about?
That's...
What? Nope, I'm not...
Let's get back to the... I can't...
Carrie breaks a window here or something.
She shuts all the windows.
She shuts windows. She uses telekinetic. I just have windows, telekinetic.
We see Billy and Chris setting up their elaborate mousetrap board game trap.
And Billy's racist. He's slave talk.
Did he?
So I have in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
So that some guy named Freddie is going to collect the ballots. The plan
That's
is
the
collect
the Chris Penn guy that I thought it was Chris Penn. That's all with the hat on at the beginning.
I don't know Chris Penn.
So he jumps in and he's going to collect the ballots, and the way they're going to do it is they're going to set up the ballots so that Carrie wins, gets on the stage, and they can...
I see they got a blank ballot and made copies and then wrote in Carrie and...
It's a lot of work. Do you think they could have come up with a plan like this? Because they seem pretty fucking stupid.
No, they couldn't have.
And another question is, they put the pig's blood up...
About a day or two before?
Yeah, and there's people in there later on ladders up in the rafters like they wouldn't know. What the fuck's that?
Wouldn't flies start?
Yeah.
And wouldn't it? I don't know how.
It couldn't smell.
This might be a Kayla question. How long before blood starts to coagulate? I thought you looked up like, then I'm going to drop pig's blood on her. You looked up at the ceiling. I was like, are you going to set a trap for when she starts talking? And...
How long does blood take to coagulate? Well, I'll show you right now.
This Tux shopping and makeup shopping montage is...
Montage?
Oh.
I enjoyed this.
To the fact that they actually sped up the talking...
Yeah.
Which probably took 30 seconds possibly out of the movie. Why did they do this?
I don't know, but it's completely not of this movie.
No.
I think it's just because they're making the men seem like women. How they're this chatty Cathys and they're.
I don't think there's any message here. I think they're just like, you
and
guys
they're
just
speeding.
talk.
There's no other reason why they would speed up the film.
That's
like that.
true. I didn't understand that, but.
All right, now look at me, Pete. Don't I look sharp?
Well, yeah, it looks good on you, but I don't look right in a tuxedo.
How do you know? Have you ever put on a tuxedo?
I don't have a tuxedo body.
Ruffles, Pete, so you always gotta make a joke, right? No, I just don't like ruffles.
I know they have tuxedos here for you.
But I wouldn't look right in it.
Wait a second. I know just the tuxedo for him.
Well, what do you think, huh?
I like it. I think it's terrific.
Look at that. No ruffles at all.
Well, the movie
I thought it made it
is
funny, like if it was a different movie.
Yeah, like it was girls chatting. And they're like,
I mean, the movie's what, an hour and 45 minutes. Some
It
of
might have
this,
been 2 hours.
I think it was 100 minutes.
Is that it?
Yeah, something like that. 100, 105, 110
Somebody
minutes.
do that.
But you could have easily taken like these scenes out.
You're an asshole.
Carrie's making her dress, and we get dirty pillow talk.
He's gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you.
There it is.
And then they're all gonna laugh at you.
But I have here, I agree with Mama. Put on a damn.
No bra?
Yeah, I know it's the 70s.
Okay, it was the 70s.
I'm gonna half and half here. Women, I understand that you don't want to wear one because it probably feels like talking shit.
I'm not a parent, but I'm saying coming from a parent.
Right.
If I was a parent,
what
I would
we're
be
looking
saying.
at here is literal like nipples popping out of this dress.
Yes.
So.
No.
Not okay.
It was okay.
Not okay.
No, it is okay.
It is. Oh, for you, yes, it's okay.
This is where we get the, they're all going to laugh at you. And I had no idea that was in this movie. And she goes stage acting here.
Is this where she starts?
They're all going to laugh at you? No.
She like poor own.
Carrie throws her on the bed twice with her powers.
It's really bad acting, like you're frozen to the bed. It's not.
Hey, Ben,
6th and 7th, knock Mom on bed.
You start opening that, you might get it open by next.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you start opening one for me right now too.
Okey-doke.
By the time I finish it, it might be ready for now.
Carrie's mom is starting to get. She's becoming afraid of Carrie. She allows her to go to the prom. Just says you need to be home by this time.
Well, after she gets thrown on the bed, she says, "Do not suffer a witch to live." In other words, kill the witch.
Who's the witch, Carrie?
Carrie's the witch.
So she's gonna stab her, but that's way.
That's probably why she wants her out of the house so she can set up a.
She sets her right a torture trap when she gets back.
That makes okay.
She's sitting there like this.
So prom scene again, about 10 minutes too long.
I do agree, it drags.
Tommy and Carrie go to prom, dancing. No, Sue is not allowed to go to prom, right?
Sue's not allowed to go to prom.
Her and Chris and.
Well, Sue is punishing herself by not allowing herself to go
PJ
to prom.
Souls is there.
PJ Souls is there. It was, I think.
Just Chris.
I think it was Chris because Chris quit the boot camp after school.
And got slapped.
People are starting to talk to Carrie at the prom. One girl seems like, "Hey, I like your dress," type, and is surprised when Carrie says she made it herself.
I think it's because she's with Tommy.
So, how many of these people? I guess I wasn't sure how many people knew about the trap and knew about.
Like 5.
Okay, so they're not just being nice to her just
No,
to make it worse.
I don't think anybody else knows besides
Okay.
like PJ Souls and Freddie who collected the ballots, and then Chris and that crew of Billy.
So
it, yeah.
that, oh my god, that fucking dance scene. I had to look away. I started getting dizzy.
When they were spinning the
Yes.
camera super fast, what was that?
I don't know.
Music
but
is terrible.
I was.
Can I ask a question?
I was getting dizzy.
What movies has Brian De Palma made that are just like outstanding?
Not really.
Exactly. This is.
I mean,
an
everyone
overrated
loves
director.
Scarface, but if it's just a few scenes in Scarface that
The
are.
movie is 2.5 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
Good directors know how to reel it in, and he didn't.
Some movies need to be over 2 hours long.
Some movies are too long,
Like
like this
Titanic.
one, when it has 10 minutes of dancing and the shopping scene. And hey, stop talking bad about Titanic.
Did you convert him?
Oh, did he say
It's not
good?
that bad.
Billy Zane's in that.
That's right. Billy Zane is in that.
And he plays a.
You
dick.
weren't even here for Demon Night.
No.
He got 7 Zanes out. 10.
That
was a good movie.
Getting dizzy. Sue is making her way to the prom because she wants to watch. She wants to watch how happy Carrie is.
Tommy make out with Tommy.
Yeah, because that started.
That would have been interesting what you just
He's
said.
like in the corner doing that hand trick.
Did you notice we get Mrs. White pacing? She starts cutting up a carrot. Totally a sign of a penis getting chopped in half. Am I correct on that?
Maybe, but then she just keeps hacking away at nothing.
Yeah, but she's
just
so
hacking.
like.
Mhm.
She doesn't like wiener-shaped dogs.
No, she doesn't.
See, I think Tommy actually likes Carrie.
I think he's coming around, or at least he's going to show her a good time because he knows that, this is going to be the only good time she's going to have.
Or did Sue tell him, give her the true prom experience?
Don't be afraid to fuck her. I don't care. We don't know.
Was free love still a thing back in 70?
Yep, maybe the tail end of it, but yeah.
76.
PJ Souls wearing her hat to prom.
I have a lot of stuff in here about, she's basically sort of causing her own downfall here.
Carrie?
Yeah, like...
Because pride?
Yeah, like, not...
She voted for herself.
She voted for herself. Her mom was like, don't go, and she's like, I'm what the fuck I want. And
Okay.
She's just paying the price for...
So you're victim blaming?
Yeah, you're blaming Carrie because she votes for herself because she wants to be prom queen.
If I wasn't...
And then somebody drops pig's bloods on her.
Yeah.
I know she brought it upon herself.
A little bit.
But
I think
no.
she's a little bit... Even though, like, she would have won anyway, she still
Would
did
she have won
sign
anyways?
her.
No,
I
I
got
don't
that
think she
it took
would've.
those extra ballots to put it over the top.
I'm saying if she had picked somebody else, her ballot would not have caused them to win or anything like that. I'm saying they were going to win no matter what.
Yeah.
So it was already pre-decided that she was going to win, but she still...
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
karma.
that's
She
showing
voted
you
for
that
herself.
she wants this. She wants to be prom queen. She knows that she's
I'm
only going to
not
have
blaming
one.
her. I'm not saying it was a bad thing
I
to
think
do.
you're
I'm just
victim
saying
blaming.
she's setting up her own downfall. It's not the same thing.
Setting up her own downfall.
That's like saying
But the downfall's already set up
if you
for
go
her.
play hockey and you end up getting a broken nose because you're playing, you set up your own downfall because you went to the hockey game.
That's a terrible analogy.
She went to prom. She got pig's blood dropped on her. It's her fault because she wanted to go
I
to
did
prom.
not say it was her fault.
So she just stayed home and prayed in the closet.
Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
What?
Yeah. The second that she tries to be somebody that she's not... everything
That's not
goes
her
wrong.
though. That's what her mom wants her to be. That's what her mom raised her to be.
Well, that's what she is, though, right?
No, everyone has free will.
I will choose a path last year. I will choose free will.
We're getting
Way to go.
getting deep here.
I didn't mean to say that she... I didn't mean to say that it's her fault. I'm saying
You don't have
that
to apologize
she played...
for your hatred of women.
Well, I'm not going to argue that point.
So Carrie wins. We get this unbelievable slow motion walk up to the stage, and the slowest bucket pull ever. Did that work?
God
the whole
damn, this took forever.
Yeah, did it work though? Or would you have just do it quick and have it fall?
I don't think the rope was holding it up there. I think by pulling it, that makes it...
Well,
lose
I think
balance.
they made it like Sue had her hand on the
Oh, yeah. she
rope,
did.
and so when they were pulling on the rope, her hand was stopping it. But Sue backs up a long time still. Before.
I don't think she knew what it was until... Sue, yeah, you're saying Sue grabbed the rope. She looks
she
up,
didn't know
sees
what it
the
was.
bucket,
That
and
thing flies down, and she realizes that what's right up there is supposed to fall right on her
So-
head.
I got so many questions right here after we're gonna get there.
Oh, it's so gross though, that pig's blood.
Awesome plugs this week.
Poor Tommy takes a hit to the head with this
They
bucket.
used a, like, solid steel
That's
bucket.
that's a thick bucket.
Okay. I think at this point, after the pig's blood hits her, she thinks everyone's in on it.
They're
She
not.
thinks Tommy's in on it because
Tommy's
he
laying there
asked her.
knocked
Yeah,
out,
he
probably.
can't say anything, but I think she thinks everyone's in on it, and everyone's laughing at her in her mind because that's what her mom said to her over and over again, even though it was just these 5 people.
Well, she sees this is where she sees the gym teacher, Miss Collins. I finally got her name, laughing, and
And I
I'm
just don't feel she would. Do you?
No.
No, but I don't think that this filmmaking back then they would put in like, oh, Carrie's imagining everybody laughing. I think everyone was laughing, and I don't know if it was that laugh like where something embarrassing happens and everyone laughs, like, oh, it's all good natured laughing.
I just can't. Like, think about it in high school. Think about the person that you liked least. If you were at some big event and somebody dumped blood all over them, would you laugh? I still wouldn't laugh.
No, I'd be like what the hell?
What the fuck just happened? Like, in shock, not like, oh, you got shit
That's
on.
unrealistic. If you are right about this, Ben, it's unrealistic that they'd all be laughing like that.
I just don't think they would all, and especially, I mean, some are laughing to be mean, like PJ Souls' character, but
Well,
the
that's
gym
why she's on
teacher,
it too. When you see her first start laughing, she's like slapping the guy next to her.
Yeah, like, hey,
and
buddy,
he's
let's
like,
start laughing.
He's like, the fuck's wrong with you?
But then he starts laughing. So Carrie's pissed. and she pulls the fire hose out.
I'm just going to lock down in the gym and everything involved for the evening.
She, I didn't realize what was happening. I thought it was some political statement because I was like, oh, this is reminiscent of like the 50s and 60s with protesters getting hosed down with. No, she just wanted to get them wet to electrocute.
I think so. Yeah.
Do you remember the movie Zapped?
Oh God, yeah.
Isn't that what happens at like the end of that movie? I think the gym locks down and he's like hosing people and shit. And shirts start ripping off girls, and you're like, this is why I watch that. This is exactly why I watch this movie.
I thought the electrocution was done pretty well. Looked good. The poor band just playing.
The two fat guys arguing over the microphone. What was going on there? What were they fighting about? Were they fighting about what to say to make the children get calm?
I have no idea.
Because they were just like, give me a microphone! I'm like, what? And then they both get electrocuted while holding onto the microphone.
The hose is still active.
Mm-hmm.
So Carrie walks out of this. Is she controlling the fire to part her from the fire? I mean, everybody's dying and burning up. Like, how's Carrie not susceptible to?
She's got psychic powers. That's it.
I feel like Stephen King's movies afterwards were all a reflection of like his first few ideas, and then he kind of like
That's
Firestarter.
All of them, yeah.
Well, they all have. They all have.
Even Alien Pet Cemetery
has the shine.
Yeah. What the fuck? I'm like, you don't even touch on her being like clairvoyant or anything like that. You just brush it off because she's so fucking annoying.
Yeah. And actually, I think King's first 4 or 5 books, they all had something with telekinesis or mind reading.
When he wrote this
Dead
book,
Zone,
he threw it
Carrie,
in the garbage and
Shining,
pulled it out.
Yeah,
Said,
Tabitha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was a school teacher before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was teaching high school at this time.
He has a book about somebody going in and holding up the entire school.
Rage.
Yeah.
Haven't read it. It was one of his Bachman. He wrote it when he was...
Bachman Turner Overdrive?
Today.
Mm-hmm.
I think he wrote it when he was a senior, or he started writing it when he was a senior in high school. And I'm just thinking, like, oh dear God, in today's world. Like... If they catch you writing a story about...
It tries to make you feel sympathy for the person holding the entire
Yeah,
class.
and I think if you're young reading it, like, you might have, like, that rebellion, like, yeah, he's right. But then as you're older, you're like, no, dude, like...
There are other ways to handle this.
Yeah, he published that under Bachman.
Mm-hmm. It's one of his first 5 Bachman stories.
Yeah.
Turner Overdrive.
But haven't read it yet, but I want to.
And what I find funny about the scene when she's leaving and walking down the road is that there's one fire truck.
It's all
it's a small town.
I guess so. Well, then probably 30% of the population is dead now.
Let's get ready for the non-social.
The worst special effects in this
Billy
movie.
and Chris are flying at Carrie. What are they? Do they plan to run her over? Because that's
all Chris.
Chris is driving.
Chris plans to run her over.
Yeah, I was gonna say they plan to kill Carrie, right? Because they're like,
Oh,
here
yeah.
we go.
Yeah, Billy, I don't think has any idea like what Chris is
going
doing.
on.
Yeah,
he's fucking passed out almost.
Yeah. And she turns around at the last second, and it's really bad. This car.
It's like,
I feel like Benny Hill.
Yeah, it explodes like a Pinto.
Yeah, when they roll over, I'm sure they're. No, they're not.
I'm sure
okay.
they're probably not. No. I have here. Carrie now has dirty pillows because she has
blood all over him, and we get boobs one last time. Good for Brian De Palma. He has to push that boundary. We're not afraid to show titties. 2 minutes in, and with
the whole
5
house
minutes
is
to
lit
go.
with extremely dangerous candles.
Yeah,
the
candles on the
crazy
bed.
church people. They're crazy with their candles.
This is why you don't get baths, by the way. You get showers because you're bathing in yourself.
Oh, I have another
gross.
movie we watched, like
Pet Sematary.
Yeah, I have like
and
what kind of man takes a bath? But what kind of person takes a bath?
It's just
disgusting.
Especially in this case because you're rubbing wet pig blood all over yourself.
Yeah, so you think this is why her mom let her go to prom because she was like, I'm killing the bitch.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. I mean, she couldn't stop her. There's no way she could stop
her.
So.
And so she had to get her in close and then.
So, yeah, Mrs. White is telling her a story about how she loved being raped while the husband had hot whiskey breath.
Yeah, this is where she tells about how the marriage started out as one thing and then he couldn't contain himself. I guess.
And eventually he just left.
Yeah, he
After.
But
is that how Carrie was born?
But I have she
One
allowed
of the times, I think.
Yeah, she was conceived of.
Did
rape.
Carrie ever know of her father at all? Nothing, right?
I think she knew
she knew he left for a guy.
But he was gone out of the picture before.
Why wouldn't this woman? She's making up crazy religion. Why wouldn't she just tell her child she was born of immaculate conception? Because then it's like. So they had a story about how, well, to have a child, you have to have a man and a woman. Also, when she says that her husband was a drinker, but they weren't. Sex wasn't in this marriage, so sex is a sin, but drinking's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah.
She was okay with that.
Yeah.
Carrie's mom is very.
She's a moron.
All right. Carrie's mom is a moron.
Yeah.
She stabs Carrie, which that was a gruesome stab, and
Right in the center of the
How
back.
would you stab your child?
I was just referring to how this.
She doesn't think that she is her child. She thinks she's some sort of demon vessel.
Yeah, she
So
thinks
she's
the devil.
fine with it.
A demon vessel.
I say dumber and dumber things the longer and longer I go.
That's okay. By the time we get to Pet Cemetery, you'll be like, duh!
So after Carrie gets stabbed, she falls down the stairs into the kitchen, but
It's a
she
wicked
still
fall.
has enough power to
Wicked fall, yeah.
to throw every sharp object in the kitchen.
And pin her mom
And
up like
pin
the
her mom,
Jeebus statue. Or the whatever saint statue.
Can you really? I guess with mind, enough speed,
Yeah.
you could put a potato peeler through somebody.
It looked like she put a spatula into her too at one point. Which, damn.
But
it's the 10th and last telekinetic power usage.
And then
does she collapse the house on herself though?
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently it was supposed to.
I think it's
'cause-
collapsing anyways because it's very on fire.
Well, in the book,
Good point.
in the book, there's something Carrie, when she was young, didn't know how to control her powers, and a bunch of stones fell on the house, causing some damage.
That's what happens in the book.
And De Palma tried to do this at the end and have these big boulders falling through the house, but I guess the effects didn't.
It looked like just there were holes being punched through
Yeah,
by nothing.
and it just didn't. Like, you can see them in the house, but when the shot outside the house and the house is collapsing, there's nothing falling from the sky. But so that's what that was supposed to be, though. So
Okay, so she's dead and Sue is the only survivor. She's sleeping, and this dream sequence is fucking cool. Look in the background; the cars are going in reverse.
Oh, I did not notice that. Did you notice that?
It's
No.
awesome. The red car backs up over the train tracks, and another red car, it looks like Billy's car, goes in reverse back down the other side of the road. And she's walking forward. So that's how you know it's a dream, right away.
Boy, I wish they did that in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, that's
any
what I
one
was-
of the movies.
Yeah.
This dream sequence is better than any dream sequence in any of those movies.
You would get Sue's mom on the phone talking to somebody about. Did Sue have a nervous breakdown after this?
Oh, she'll forget all about it. She's young enough; she'll never remember it.
Everyone you know has just been murdered in a fire at the school.
You just saw them alive 2 seconds ago. They're all dead. Your boyfriend's dead. You probably ran into a telekinetic person. You'll be fine.
Before you saw this for the first time, did you know the ending?
Nope.
With the you didn't? Did it work on you?
I remember the exact.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rented it, and I was like, for half of the movie, because I was only 12, I was like, this is boring. And then all these people are getting killed, and I'm like, oh, awesome! And then it's just the end. I'm like, well, that's kind of a sappy end. And then the fucking hand came up, and it was mistimed because the
Yeah, it
music
was.
comes a little bit after they and ugh.
The music in that scene is very.
I remember I didn't want to watch the movie again for a long time.
That's interesting because I just thought it was so well known. It's spoiled, and I have here besides the ending of Friday Part 1. Has any other horror film been as spoiled as the ending of Carrie? But
probably Psycho, maybe.
I know they show that picture of him sitting in there, and then
With
that
his
house.
fly?
Yeah. I was like, what the hell are you looking at? And
Oh,
she
no, I
talks
was
about
just-
a
I was
picture
being-
of him, and I'm
I
like,
was
what the
being
hell?
Herman Bates in it.
So the movie ends with Sue screaming hysterically.
Waking up, yeah.
Mhm. Which is kind of chilling. Ooh.
I'm sure she'll forget all about it.
Okay, so Ben, since this is her first time seeing it, what do you give it?
Well, let me critique first and think about what I'll give it.
Is this the political statement?
You have 1 minute.
Oh, yeah, I'll throw it out here. I thought the cast was good. They weren't, I don't want to say they weren't all, like, they didn't fail. I never once said I'd be like, oh, God, I can't wait for Chris to die. The way bullies are in today's, like, horror films where it's just everyone's so unlikable that you wait for them to die. But I thought the movie was shot very well. Did you like the split screen?
Yeah. For that particular scene, I thought that was pretty good.
Thought it looked awesome. It's a pretty, from what I remember of the book, I haven't read the book for over 5 years or so, but I thought it was a pretty good adaptation. But did he do the screenplay? He wrote the screenplay for the...
I don't think he did with this one. No.
He wasn't anybody yet.
Which one did he do? Pet Sematary?
He wrote the screenplay for Pet Sematary. There were pacing issues. I usually love 70s cinema, so I'm prepared for that sort of pacing in those movies, but it's a little too long. 15-20 minutes too long. But I didn't like the... Actually, the more talking through it, I was like, I guess they did show her powers throughout pretty well. So I was thinking, like, oh, they didn't really do anything. They did the first 3 at the beginning.
They didn't overuse it like
and then I was like,
a new one where she's like she's in a room and like she's making everything in a room kind of.
I'm not gonna say it's a terrible movie, but it's not like this. It's not on this level. This is one of the first arguments I think we had on this show.
I didn't like that. There's no explanation of how Chris and Billy knew Carrie was going to the prom.
I would really like to know.
Or that Carrie would.
What do you mean?
I think
Chris goes to that school. It's not like it's a secret.
Yeah, but I mean, even if it's like, oh, did you hear Carrie's going to the prom? It's like, is she? You know what I mean? They go through this whole elaborate thing,
and in one day, has a great plan ready for her. Before no.
I think it's fine.
What if they would have put the pig blood up and she wasn't going?
But she is going.
I'm not arguing. So this is a mid-70s Roe versus Wade, I think, just had been passed. And it's basically telling women telling, everybody, like, I have the choice to do what I want with my body. So,
Why'd you shake like that when you said that?
No, just like with, did you get that vibe in here that, like, Carrie's, like, it's her body, she can do what she wants with it? And
yeah, a little bit.
Do you think it was thrown in on purpose? I mean, I know King wrote it, but...
I don't think so.
No, I got that. There was this new feminism second wave feminism was pretty going strong in the mid-70s.
See, that one equals good. Third one equals bad. Okay, Cobra. Well, wait, will you give me a score? Give me a score.
Oh. Took a 7 out of 10.
All right.
It's good.
The movie is shot well. The acting's fine in it. And you know what? It's not as boring as movies today. Like you said, it was a little slow. And it is a little slow.
It's a little slow, but it doesn't take you out.
Yeah, it's not as bad as like the shit you watch today. For some reason, they just can't get the in-between scenes at all. They just do like, oh,
fart dick jokes.
Yeah, it's like, come on, a little something more than that. But it doesn't really turn horror till about an hour and 30 minutes into it.
Yeah, the last 20 minutes.
It really picks up. But it's definitely worth it. It's got boobs. It's got good direction. It's got
boobs. It's got some crazy 70s bush.
It does have the bush. And it's just, I know, I'm going to give Stephen King a lot of credit because this is one of his better ones. And it was one of his first one he did.
Yeah, but you're giving King credit, but this is a movie. King
I think it's a good story, so I have to
say, I don't know. I'm just going to give him credit because later on, the ideas were good there. Because like some of the ideas later on where he goes into like everything is an alien or something like that, and it's all different forms of shit and weird and Langoliers and shit and more shit talking about this shit. Hit shit. Graveyard shift. Graveyard shit. Yeah. 7 out of 10.
I really, really, really enjoy this movie, but I do think that there are some scenes that go on too long. I did check though, and it's at the 1 hour mark that we go from all this stuff that's building up to the prom. So Basically, we have a 70-minute build up to a 20-minute like ride, like a payoff. Yeah, I don't know if I like that ratio because the 70 minutes are pretty boring. It's just bullying, but the payoff is worth it as far as a horror movie goes. These are some of the, well, it's one of the more iconic horror scenes ever, the massacre in the gym. So I liked the directing. I didn't love it, like the spinning around and shit bothered me. I liked the score. It was creepy as fuck.
Bernard Herrmann asked. Was it Bernard Herrmann?
I don't know if it was or not.
Very much influenced, anyways.
But yeah, there was a little bit of psycho music going on here.
Stinger.
Mm-hmm. And Piper Laurie was awesome in this.
Yeah,
She
they were
was creepy as fuck.
Both Sissy Spacek and Piper Laurie were nominated for Academy Awards.
Should have been.
Which I was shocked when I was like, what? Like a horror.
Speaking of that, we're gonna have to let you get out here soon because it's up for awards. So
I really want to see that. I haven't.
We're gonna have to tackle it.
I'm gonna spoil my review. It's average. It's okay.
Did you see it?
I did.
I heard you watch it 2 or 3 times and then you really start picking up stuff in it. But
I don't have to watch a movie that many times to pick up stuff.
It's annoying after a while.
Unless it's really good.
Do you think horror was taken more seriously back then? Horror films?
Could be. They were more well-crafted movies in the 70s, horror movies. And then in the 80s, they were more, I don't know, effects-driven, but they were awesome. It looked like there was a lot more heart given to those ones. And since then, I don't know that we...
I just wonder if all the crap today that's thrown out hurts the genre.
What you see in, like, the 90s and the early 2000s is what people think horror movies are. All of them. All of them. They think they're the same thing. Just basically morons getting slashed by someone.
Yeah.
And that's it. So it's hard to convince people to like this genre if what they think of is like Children of the Corn 6 or something like that.
666.
666. Yeah, don't forget that. Isaac's Return.
That's right, he did come back. Yeah. Kane Hodder's a bartender in one of them. I can't remember which one. Oh, I give this an 8 out of 10. So.
An 8?
Mm-hmm.
Way to ruin social.
Well, we all liked it.
What'd you give it?
We both gave it 7.
We both gave it 7s.
Oh, god damn.
That's fine.
That's fine. You can't take it back now.
Yeah, you can't take it back now. Where can you find us?
Oh, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/horrorcasting. We're on Twitter, @horrorcasting, and email the show, horrorcastings@gmail.com. Daniel, I know you're listening. Tell us what's up. Tell us what monkey movies you've been watching lately. Yeah, and our shows are on YouTube still. I'm thinking of putting us back on Podomatic, but we'll see. Podbean, shitty experiment. Don't want to do that again. Going back to Podomatic. So,
What are you looking at over there?
Just looking at books.
Thrill me!